So, how did that simple project lead to probably the most expensive Band-Aid I've ever gotten? We'll discuss that in today's video. You ever look at someone and say, I bet they're real good at stupid human tricks? Well, today, I'm that guy. Welcome to New Ham Basics. I'm your host, Greg, KD9ZRO. As we get into this video, you're going to wonder why I'm doing a video that's not particularly ham related. It's more of a safety warning video, but it occurred while I was doing a ham related project. That project led to probably the most expensive Band-Aid I've ever gotten put on. So let's discuss that and what went wrong coming up next. Before we go into that though, I do need to, for community reasons and just for your own general courtesy, preface, for one thing, do not try anything I'm about to illustrate. I already demonstrated it. Don't try anything I'm going to illustrate at home. Secondly, towards the end of this video, there will be a little bit of graphic content for educational purposes. Before I move into that section of the video, I will put up a placeholder for about 10 seconds, give you time to opt out if you so choose. Now, you would think there's no way a project this simple would send somebody to the hospital. Easy plan originally. Probably not going to do it now because of what we're going to discuss. But that it's supposed to get cut off. And then I had simply drilled some holes to keep these legs from turning. And I'd put a hole in here to run a piece of coax out of. Where the problem came in was that hole is not supposed to exist. So now we'll go back into my work area and discuss how that happened and what went wrong. Okay, so as I said, we're going to discuss how I got this nice little piece of jewelry. And at the end of the video, as I prepare to change the dressing, as I also promised, I'll put up a placeholder, but I'm going to show it on camera for educational purposes because I don't think the gravity of the importance of this lesson will come across unless you see the results. So as you see here, I've got a few tools and a spare version of the part that caused the problem laid out here. Now, this is the guilty party. This is a 3/8 inch drill bit, and if you look at this drill bit compared with my finger, any finger, especially those two, you see how much danger I was in doing this. So this is the guilty party. This is what caused the problem. Well, technically, this is what did the damage. I don't know if you can see in there, but down inside here, I'll show you with the pointer. There's a space in there, a blockage. Because these connections are off of a toy. Even though I'm using PVC, it's thin wall. It's for toy purposes. It's not for constructive purposes. But you can see right through there. So I got a nice easy pass through here to run wire through. If I can get this off of here, there is a blockage wall, a stopper, just like with any other PVC fitting, right about here. And where we run into the problem is you can't get through there. So I was using this guy here, the damage causer, and I'd gone on this side and I'd knocked out that wall, and I'd gone on this side and I knocked out that wall. And what I was doing was I was creating a path to turn coax. Okay, well, not really coax, but a wire. I was going to run a wire through, bring it over here, and turn it up this leg to go into the actually the short leg of my antenna that I'm building. So I had this side of the wall knocked out, and I had this side of the wall knocked out. Now I'm trying to knock out just enough of that spacer to make sure I had room for my wires. I'd already knocked out enough of it that, as you saw, I had the wire I'm going to use fed through there, but it was really, really tight. So I was trying to make a little more space so when I actually separate the conductors and assemble everything, it'll be easier. So I'm trying to knock out this section right here. And I think I'm going in like this. And I'm kind of moving it around, just trying to grind off the top of that stopper wall. Well, and you also got to keep in mind, I think, using my other hand, I think I'm holding it like this. Not perfect, but safer than what actually I was doing. Consciously, I think I'm holding it like this. I did not realize that subconsciously I had changed my hand position. So I think you're beginning to see the problem here. So I'm coming in here and I'm trying to knock off the top of this stopper wall that runs right here. And everything's going great. As you see, as I saw in the beginning, I'd already drilled some of those holes. Well, I'm getting at it. I'm just about where I want to be. I'm about ready to quit. And the drill punches through. So when that drill punches through, I wind up, I'll try to show you with my thumb here, hitting myself a little bit lower, but right in this general area. Because like I said, I thought I was holding it this way, but subconsciously I had changed my grip. So now I know some of you are going to say, well, why didn't you put it in a vise? Or you know, give me just a moment. I'm trying to read something. Why didn't you put it in a vise? Why didn't you hold it a different way? And all that kind of stuff. Well, simply, I don't have a vise. And I wasn't thinking about it. I should have used one of these spare pieces that I've got laying around, one of these spare lengths of tubing, and slid it in here, and then I could have held it, back here farther away from where I was. Again, I didn't think about it at the time because I'd already done so much of the project that I thought things were going good. I couldn't have done that. That wouldn't have worked. But I could have had a pipe out here, maybe even another short one out here, and I could have braced it on something, giving myself a little space between the bottom of the project and hitting something, but I just didn't think about it. Actually, this one, if you could see down in it, I have, that's all the deeper it can go, but I have already knocked out that wall, because this is off of another antenna project. I'm also working on a Yagi, and I'd used this knife, which as you can tell has no tip. I'd found a small little gap on this side of the wall to get that knife in there, kind of dig it out, and I had it where you could see it just a second ago, sort of. So I wasn't exactly worried about it. I just wasn't thinking when it happened. So it's just a simple matter of didn't do this, thought I was doing this, but actually was doing this. There, so you can see where there was a little bit of gap there where I was able to dig it out with a knife. And what I should have been drilling from this direction to knock off the top of that wall, I was going about it the not so smart way and lost control of the drill. So, the warning here is, never trust your tools. And what I mean by that is not that you can't trust your tools. You should be able to trust your tools if they're in good and proper working condition. But the tool I'm talking about is the tool operating the tool. Whether it be you or someone you're working with or whatever, just don't ever trust your tools, especially power tools. I'm 49 years old. I've gotten away with hand holding things that I was drilling for, I don't know, at least 21 years. That's how long I've been employment-wise legally able to operate power tools, which I've actually been doing since I was about 12 and learned how to work on bicycles. I've been in and out of the construction business. I thought I had this under control. Got away with it for several years, over 30 years easily. And the point is, no matter how many times you get away with it, you never know when something's going to go wrong. So just keep that in mind. Always look for, we'll just start with, always look for an alternate way. Even that wouldn't have been safe, but it would have been safer. Ideally, it would have been in a vise, but at the very least, having it on the end of this would have been a lot safer than what actually happened. So don't let yourself wind up doing what I did yesterday and become the poster child for them stupid warnings that we all hate. We say those stupid warnings are there because stupid happened. Well, yesterday I became the stupid that happened. At this point, we're going to take a look at the damage. This will get a little graphic. It's not completely graphic because it has been cleaned up and dressed overnight, but it may put some people off. So I'm going to insert a placeholder here and allow those who don't want to see it time to opt out. If you do want to see it, stick around. But for those of you who don't, I'll say my 73s, and this is your opportunity to opt out before the graphic content. Okay, so this section is basically for those who like to save photos or it didn't happen. I got something better than a photo for you. I'm going to prepare to change this dressing. I'm going to keep the extremely graphic part of it as brief as possible. Let's see. Now, these two fingers here, between these two fingers that the damage occurred. Got some bruising and swelling along in here. Looks like the bruising's gone down some. This finger right here, when I touch it, it's been 12 hours or better since I had it numbed for the stitches, which I only got one. But all I get is a tingling sensation. The rest of these fingers, I actually feel the sensation. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I can hear it hitting bone. And I can feel it on these three fingers, but not that one. I don't know if it's translating on camera, but you can actually see some of the bruising there. That bruising kind of went all along this area. And the damage is right here. I'm going to keep this as brief as possible. Give me just a moment to get this peeled off here. So, we've got, there's where the drill actually punctured. Get a scratch there, probably from the plastic piping. Another one here, probably from the plastic piping. Minute. But I don't know if you can actually see. It went in, I'm guessing it went in here, ripped and tore, or maybe it went in here. This is where the stitch is, so maybe it went in here, but it ripped and tore this hole. Use the smaller end. It ripped and tore right along there. So, again, just keeping it short. Be cautious of your tools. Be cautious of what you're doing with your tools, especially power tools. I know I've said it a lot in this video, but the damage done on the other side of this hand is the reason that I made this video. It's only related to ham radio because it occurred while doing a ham radio project. The biggest issue here is tool safety. No matter what tools you're using, whether it be hand tools or power tools, anything could go wrong at any time. Always be cautious when using tools. So, with that, I'll leave you with that. 73 KD9ZRO, clear until next time.